Okay, recording to the cloud. Good morning, evening, and afternoon, everyone. Welcome to yet another meeting of the Kubernetes 118 release team. I am your humble host, Jorge Alarcón. If you haven't, please open up please go to the invite for this meeting, open up the notes, and please put down your name for January 27th, 2020. If anybody wants to take the prestigious place as a note taker, please feel free to do so. And before we actually get started, I have to mention that we have a code of conduct. The Kubernetes community has a code of conduct, which essentially boils down to please be nice to each other. And with that, let's get started. Today's a big day before enhancements freeze. So Navaroom, can you take over, please? And tell us all about enhancements.
Hi everyone. So the current enhancement status is yellow. We are tracking a total of 51 enhancements, out of which 37 are completely tracked, like green. They have all their CAP requirements complete, and 14 of them have some requirements incomplete. We are currently pinging them actively over the GitHub issue and their Slack channel also. Grouped by SIGs, we have API machinery 1 kept to be at risk, autoscaling 1, 6 CLI 2, network 2, scheduling 1, storage 6. So what we are going to do is we will be contacting all the SIGs which have any enhancement at risk and try to get them fast tracked before the freeze tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific time. That's all, and that's the only event we have this week.
That sounds
Any
wonderful.
questions, comments, or concerns?
Yes, I have a super huge favor to ask you. The thing that you just mentioned about API machinery having 1 and the other 6, could you write that down somewhere in the notes, please? For
that's there in the notes.
Sorry, I just had the black, and I assume it was CI signal. In that case, never mind. Thank you so much. Next time, I'll scroll down. Anyone has any, other than that, anyone has any more comments, questions, concerns related to enhancements? Okay, I hear quiet, but I'm looking at the notes you put down, and thank you very much. That actually has all the information that we need to move forward. So thank you very much, and thank you very much to all the enhancements team. You all have been doing a wonderful job and doing a lot of it to help everyone get their enhancements in. With that, CI signal, Nikolaus.
I guess I'm taking over for him today. So John Reese, CI signal shadow. I'll be doing my best to give you guys an update as to what's going on. So what I have down from our side is that the master blocking is looking pretty good. The vast majority of what I am seeing is coming from master informing, a lot of it around the cloud providers, Azure and GCP. We have a lot of those that are currently in a flaky status. All issues have been opened for them, and we're kind of just waiting on responses from those teams. I know on the Azure 116 and 117, those have been listed as flaky, and we are waiting on SIG windows for those. The GCE master reboot, we're waiting on the cloud provider GCP group. The only failing test that I was able to really find was relating to GCE as well, but the developer who wrote the test said it was a test that was a work in progress, and he was actively looking into getting that up and running from a non-WIP state. And then aside from that, I know from last week, we spoke to a lot of the generated tests that were coming back as flaky or no ownerships. A few of the flaky tests are in that category, so we're waiting on a couple PRs to get merged in that might clean a few of those up. So once those get merged in, we kind of take another look at the generated landscape. But from that point, that's kind of the update that I had put together for the group.
Thank you so much for that. And this time I'm scrolling down. Could you actually please put down all the notes that you
Yeah, I was going to.
Actually, I see that someone is taking notes, so could you add the
Oh.
links to issues and in the places where it's pertinent, please?
Yes, for sure.
The other thing, and I just noticed that this is happening for the last couple of runs in master blocking. The couple of jobs that are flaky, and I'm going through the rest of them. But the jobs that are flaky, there seems to be something funny going on where we seem to be running every single test 2 times.
Oh.
Do you know what's up with that? Actually, not every single test. Seems that only some of the test.
I am unaware, but I will write that down right now and do some investigation into that and see if I can get an answer for you.
Please. Seems like low priority because all the replicated tests were running before that and passing, but seems like a little bit waste of some compute resources. And I'm quickly going through everything in master informing, and yeah, it seems to be that Windows, everything Windows related, it's kind of still needs a little bit more work. Master reboot. You mentioned I haven't checked out the issue, but you mentioned that no one has replied to the issue about master reboot. Correct?
Correct. I have the issue open here somewhere. I can post in the chat as well. Correct. Yeah. There. I posted that issue in the chat room. Nicola had asked around 4 days ago if Andrew and Chef Taco can take a look, and that was a few days ago.
Okay, that sounds good. If for some reason they, I was gonna say that if for some reason they don't reply, we might also propose to remove. I'm thinking out loud. If for some reason no one from cloud provider replies, we might think about actually removing this issue, because I'm pretty sure that all these tests have gone unmaintained for a long time. Were you gonna say something?
No, I was gonna say I had noticed that in a few of the other issues that were opened as well, especially a lot of the flaky ones. I'd noticed a few of the flakes have been flaking even for previous releases, and they're just kind of still continuing as we go from release to release. So if we're releasing with them still being in that status, then again, are they really providing value?
Yeah, the only other thing that hopefully CI Signal can help provide some insight into is I know that there's only like 5 or 6 tests in master reboot that are running, and I'm pretty sure that some of them don't actually even have anything to do with reboot. Or is there could we get someone from CI Signal to look over them, just get like a brief summary of what the end-to-end test is actually testing, whether it is actually testing something related to rebooting something?
Yeah, I'll write that down as a follow-up as well, and see who from the team would want to take that up.
Yeah, I can. At least I'm kind of interested to see if they're maintained, but you know, if we delete them, are we actually losing useful information, or is it just kind of a test case that we can run in some other in some other platform? Because I'm also pretty sure that the GC master reboot tests are running based on the cluster directory from Kubernetes, which for everyone that's listening in, the cluster directory has been deprecated for years, and something that is not really it's not maintained, but you know, it's just been, we use it, it's been working, and at some point things are just gonna stop working. So I'm also wondering if those tests, if they do provide useful information, if we can run them in a cluster, in some cluster API provider or something else.
Okay.
Yeah, and okay, so that's it from me. I'm just gonna shut up. Sorry for taking so much time. But thank you. But thank you very much for the update. Anyone has any more
problem.
questions related to CI signal? Going once, twice. Thank you very much for the update again. And let's move on to bugs and triage.
Exactly. So this is Sylvia for bug triage. And so my update will be very brief. We are still in the early stage of the release cycle. So we are green, even though we have a considerable number of open issues and PRs still. But this week we are going to start pinging the long running and more stale issues and PRs. And we will be doing this week and the next week. Yeah, and then we will take it from there.
Thank you so much for that. I think that's something that's really going to help out a bunch of people, just going on the stale ones. Anyone has any comments, questions for bug triage? Going once, twice. Sold. Sylvia, again, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And time for dogs. No major updates. Still, Vineth, do you want to say something or should we just move on?
Yeah, hi George. Yes, we don't have any major update. I was just doing some brand sync-ups in the last week as I updated in the previous meetup. So like I am planning to have another call with my shadows to exchange the roles. So I was doing the brand sync-ups till now. So I just wanted to pass it to some other guys in my team. So they'll be taking it for the next week. Yes. So once the enhancements freeze is done, I'll be sharing. I'll be assigning the enhancements across my team and we'll start tracking them. So that's the plan for the next week.
Good. Thank you very much. That sounds fun. I wish I was. I wish I was a shadow. I don't get to do that. Thank you again. Thank you very much. And release notes, Adolfo. Already. Adolfo. Sorry. Take it over.
So for this week we're green, and this week James from our team generated the release notes draft and the website PRs that they are already merged. Both PRs were generated with Sasha's new version of the release notes tool, which already generated the release notes with group by kind, and everything seems to be going just fine.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Any questions for release notes? I can miss Steven. I feel like Steven will have something. But other than that, thank you so much for the update. And I guess moving on to comms.
Sorry, I'm here. Karen here. I'm the comms lead. We're green. I think we're going to start assigning SIGs for the shadows to reach out to this week once enhancement freeze happens. And otherwise, no updates. We're good.
Thank you so much. Anyone has any questions for comms? If not, moving on to release branch. Sasha.
Hey, so I'm replacing Carlos today. Last week we cutted 118 Alpha 2 successfully last Tuesday, and the announcement has been sent to the mailing list. And next week we will cut Alpha 3, and that would be my job, I think so. And that's it.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Just wondering, the cut for Alpha 2 with the new tool for release notes. How did that go?
No. The thing is, we are currently generating the release notes for this kind of releases just by some plain old bash script. So
Okay.
we are on a process and replacing that. So
Okay. The process, just to get an idea, how complicated is it? Like a couple hours of work, couple days of work, couple weeks of work?
I think a couple of weeks, but also the testing. So the testing part is pretty massive in my point of view. But yeah, we will keep you updated.
Okay, sweet. Sounds fun. So thank you very much for that. And anyone has any questions for release branch management? If not, Emeritus Lead, please take her over.
Thanks, George. Hello, everyone. Quick update from me. All shadow orientation calls with all the release leads have been completed. If you are a shadow and don't believe that you've been part of one of those orientation calls, either reach out to your lead and say, hey, I never was a part of this, or reach out to me. So the idea of those orientations was to get you onboarded, welcome you to the team, and make sure you're familiar with the roles and tasks of each specific role. So if you haven't done that, feel free to ping me. The next big milestone for me is I'm going to be pinging folks who picked up issues as part of last retro. So we have a board tracking all those long running tasks in between that go over different releases. So I'm going to be pinging folks just to remind them that they have some obligations there. And I'm going to send out a shadow survey about week 6. So we're still about 2 weeks out from that, just to gather information of how the shadows are enjoying their time as on the release team. Thank you, George. I'll pass back to you.
Thank you very much for the update. Anyone has any questions, comments, concerns, criticisms? I hear.
Why do I get criticisms? I'm kidding.
Because you're special.
Yeah, thank you. Thought so.
You're my favorite subproject within the team, so I give you the opportunity.
All right, I'll take it.
So moving on to myself, I guess. So let me get started with the most important announcement up to date. And I finally have a team. So with me is going to be so shadows for my team are going to be Mr. Bobby Tables and Taylor, who is present at this very moment. Everyone, please say hi to Taylor.
Hello, Taylor.
Yo, happy to be here.
And other than that, I don't see Bob around, but if you see Bob, say hi as well, please.
I'm here as computer experience, though. I forgot to change my handle.
Say Bob to please say hi to Bob. So this is gonna be my team for the rest of the release. Finally gotten around to that. And the next order of business, there was a doodle that I sent out last week for proposing a new time for the release team meetings. There were please check out the release notes for the proposed dates. But the favorite one, actually, there were 5 proposed dates that have more or less the same votes. It seems to be that the best option with the data that I have available right now is going forward. The release team meeting is going to be at 2 p.m. US. I was going to say Pacific, but that is not Pacific. US Eastern, which is 8 p.m. Central Europe, I believe, and 12 a.m. India standard time, and that is preferred because at least I saw that more leads are available at that time as opposed to the other proposals, as opposed to the other proposed times. So with that announcement, if for some reason that time is completely awful to you and you didn't get a chance, please speak out. Shoot me a message, shoot me a DM, shoot a message in SIG release somewhere. Choosing either one of the other times. The other thing that I also wanted to throw out for discussion is So we have five other dates. Will people be interested in having having a second release meeting for people in other time zones to catch up, or for people that they can definitely make the time at 2 p.m. US Eastern? Anyone in favor of having a second meeting? At least at this very moment. Okay, I was looking at the chat, but nothing on the meeting. So I'm just gonna send a chat. I'm just gonna shoot a message on SIG release, reminding you all that that might be a possibility, a thing, if anyone is interested. But next week, meeting at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. US Eastern. And other than that, upcoming milestones. Both of these have been mentioned, but enhancements freeze tomorrow. It's going to be exciting. And next week, Alpha 3, it's gonna be released. Other than that, anyone has any comments, questions, concerns? Sweet. So moving on to scalability. And scalability wise, if y'all remember, there was an issue with the performance test dashboard from last week that seems to have been fixed. Right now, there's still work going on fixing issue. What is it? 86430 on KK. And this is related to rolling updates. Apparently, it's really messy to kill a Kube API server. So if you wanna check out the issue, if you're interested in learning all about Kubernetes and how it works, this is a super interesting one. But release team wise, people are working on it, and we are not pressed at this very moment for a solution. So we're good. Before moving on. I guess anyone has any comments, questions for scalability? Going once, twice. Sold. So open discussion. There isn't a lot here. There's only right now. There's only one link that I added in there for again for anyone who's interested in KEPs and anything related to KEPs. The 4 proposed changes to how KEPs are organized. That is a thread in the SIG architecture mailing list. If you're interested, also, take a look, join in the conversation. But last I checked, I don't think there was anything that was super pressing for the release team. So I'm just gonna skip over it. And again, some chance for anyone to interrupt me before we move on to projects and actually walk the dashboard for this meeting. Okay, I hear nothing. So let's move on to the dashboard. Good, if you wanna interrupt me somewhere along that, please feel free to do so. And let me start sharing screen. Hopefully you can see my Ubuntu. And let's see, release team. So first off, I'm gonna try to make this as quick and painless as possible because it's been more than a month since the last time we went through the dashboard. So let's see. Adding shadow retrospective. Action required release notes process. We'll check on that later. Let's go right now for in progress. So track enhancements, sleep across multiple releases, document reason for inclusion of release blocking jobs, and 117 release notes, known issues. Let's see what's in here. So track enhancement sleep across multiple releases. This was open on November 13 and it's assigned to Jeremy. And
I can give an update. I did most of this after the 117 release, comparing 117, 116, and 115. I'm going to update it after this release, and then I'll drop a link to the Google Doc that's got that information in it so that we can review it.
Okay, sweet. What you just said, could you write it down somewhere in this issue, please? Just to know that it's still in progress.
Yeah.
Has there been any big standouts so far?
No.
Okay. Before moving on, anyone has any more questions? Cool. So, document reason for inclusion of release blocking jobs. Okay, at least okay. So, just a refresher on this one. We have a bunch of CI blocking jobs, but we don't really have anywhere. We don't have any documentation on why we have them, what useful information they might provide, and that. So I started writing a draft of the compiling the useful information for at least for the blocking jobs, and I want to apologize. The holidays and everything made me drop this for a while, but I'll pick it up, and I will definitely swing by the release CI channel, CI signal channel, to see if I can get any more help on this. So I'll update that later. Let's see, 117 release notes, known issues, and this is assigned to a bunch of people. The one that I recognize out of the bat is Eddie, and Eddie's not here, right? But anyone from release notes? Do any of you know? Sorry? I thought I heard something. So we'll leave this one, and let's ping people later on that. So that's that. Release 117 GIF by Win. I don't think we can do much on that other than ping Win and ask. So let's move on to document Kubernetes release team groups criteria, shadow halo process, and adjusting PR boilerplate for stuff. So document Kubernetes release team Google Groups membership criteria, created January 21. And I see some, wait, January 2019. Okay, so this one is a bit old. I see some staleness. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see what's the latest from Steven. So assigned to win, those release management have a separate group. If not, everyone who is on that team. I think this one is a good one for pinging win later. Or it might actually fall onto me. So we'll look into that later. A proposal for shadow halo process. Lucky. And then me.
Yep, let me document this. I'll take it.
Okay, sweet, awesome. So is it assigned to you? Let me assign you again. But let me do the super powerful GitHub magic. And I want to assign me first. And thank you very much. Next one, adjusting PR boilerplate and labels to improve release notes UX. This was created June 14, 2019, and it's assigned to Sasha. And the last update is from November 28. Sasha, if you're still on the call, any updates on this?
I would suggest that we probably can close this, but I have to double check with Steven.
Okay. Could you write a quick update on that?
Yes.
Please? Just to serve as a reminder. And this needs to stay open until we have a community decision on KIND versus SIG. Seems like we already made a decision on that. And Steven is gonna send out a note next week since US falls are on holiday now. Okay, so Justin PR boilerplate. Let's see, where do we leave off? Okay, so Umbrella 116, assemble Kubernetes 118. And
I can close that one.
Sweet, thank you. Okay, so that one's gonna be closed. Let's go to Umbrella 116. And it looks like we still have a lot of work to do. So I don't think there's a sensible update to give now. Ensure release team lead handbook includes an item for adding the release retrospective event on to the release calendar. Ooh, I kind of forgot about this one, but this is a quick documentation issue and can take it over. It's assigned to me anyway, so doesn't matter. What was this one? Ensure really RT lead handbook. Okay, so next couple issues. 117 release retrospective. This. Code slash.
It looked like the code slash one was merged. I'm kind of surprised it's still in that column.
Yeah. Let's see if he has any more comments before just moving it over. But Umbrella 117 release retrospective. There's a lot of stuff here. So that's gonna be
Leave that with me. Who's that assigned to right now? Steve.
to you and myself.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so that's another battle to be fought at some later point. Release team lead handbook, release team handbooks. This was an Umbrella issue, and I guess this is something that can be in the leads, release team leads. We also might need to do. So probably the rest of this week, me and my shadows just gonna go around asking for any updates to this. I remember there were a handful of PRs, so so just gonna make sure that everyone has any updates that they want to get in. Let's see what else. Remove mentions of code slash. Okay, yeah, there's no other comment in here whatsoever. So where was that?
Right there in the middle.
Yes.
In progress.
Down to let's move it over to 118. Okay, so that's it. Release team lead access, that's on me, and we, just for background, in case anyone is interested, so whenever you become a release team lead or a lead shadow, you have to get access to a bunch of really cool things and stuff. So the onboarding process is more or less done. Right now we have to go through the offboarding, and there are some funny rules about keeping the release team leads from previous releases around in some owner files and some other interesting places. So that's yet to be done, but in progress. And at Kubernetes yearly support period cap. And this was commented 5 days ago. So this definitely seems to be in progress.
Yeah, this was dropped in and initially targeted as to 118 at the end of last week. And then
that cap.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. So that definitely has a conversation, and I'm pretty sure that people are looking at it. So that's it for in progress. I think there's mostly a bunch of things that a lot of the work seems to be around retrospective items. Let's go for to do. So splitting release schedule out of release lead playbook. This seems like something else that's on my ballpark. Milestone 117. Oh, that's another thing that I forgot to actually move milestones in the previous issues, but let's start right now. So milestone 118, and going to remove Lucky. You still want to be assigned to this?
No.
Sweet, so I'll assign myself and I'll try to distribute work between myself and Bob and Taylor. Other than that, milestone 118. Let's see what else. Designer. So this one, and update CI signal handbook. Actually, this last one, I'm going to remove it. Seems that the updates that I was looking for are all of them are here. So let's go to this one. Decide on procedure for job centering and leaving blocking. Commented on August 26, 2019. And assigned to me. What's this? Okay, so from the conversation, it looks like something I need to pick up with CI signal. So it's also gonna go for the, so I'll try to pass this on to CI signal or to what it was mentioned in this. Improved dog, release handbook. Explain why we need the release current release, the branches. Anyone from docs? I think since this was assigned to Damini, anyone from docs want to take this one?
I can look into this, George. I'll just look into this and I'll update in the issue.
Please. Should I assign you or?
Yeah, you can assign me.
So let me remove Damini and.
It's second one, yeah.
Okay, awesome. So milestone 118, okay, that's set. And then async release team project. I've been on the release team since 1.15 and learned a lot about the process we have in place to deliver a version of Kubernetes. The weekly update for the release team happens consistently at 1700 GMT. While asynchronous update schedule bring shadows and leads from you can be difficult, especially for those with family, completely impossible for those from APAC. I like to lead a team with SIG release to discuss and plan, execute a remote first async release team process. Expand our geographical reach for newcomers all over the world. And I saw some comments from December 10. I feel like I should at least comment on this, because the big idea since we started this release team, this cycle is that the release team meeting notes are going to be the source of truth, and if you want to update things, everyone should be making decisions of whatever is in the latest update. And if you're if it's not possible for you to attend, or anyone within your team, you know, you can feel free to the absolute requirement is to give give a written update in the meeting notes. If you, and we can just read it or something. But if anyone has any more comments, questions, suggestions, any ideas that you wanna throw out here, please feel free to take on the issue. Talk, comment any questions, comments, concerns that you have. And since there is already a bunch of work that needs to be organized and distributed, will anybody be opposed to for us to just end it with going through in progress and hopefully just spend the rest of the week cleaning up these two columns, and next week we can see if anybody's willing to take on anything from the backlog? Will anybody be opposed to any of that? Okay, contributor experience gave me a thumbs up. So let me stop sharing for now. So again, thank you very much, everyone, for joining another meeting. And I guess it's a good time. It's a good time to end it. Thank you very much for sticking around throughout, and have a happy Monday.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.
See you, everyone.
Thanks all.
Later, all.